Hello class, receiving students and teachers.
Hello, Mr. Kwadoni.
You may sit down. Let's have a look at our two questions that we did yesterday but did not complete. Let's look at the first one that we did. What is the use of rockets or space shuttles? Could Messi answer that for us?
There are space transports that take astronomers and things up to the space and back.
Yes, good. But how do they go up, or how do they leave the Earth and get out of the Earth's atmosphere? Because the gravity of the Earth is always pulling objects down towards its center. So how does a rocket escape from the Earth's gravity? Let's have Bobby.
By the force and the gas that pushes up the rocket.
The gas that is produced from the fuel that is burnt by the rocket, which is very hot, that pushes up the rocket and escapes the force of gravity. What about the astronauts? What type of clothes did they wear? Any hands up? Rachel.
They wear spacesuits to protect them from the sun.
And also protects them from the cold, because in space the temperatures may become too hot or too cold. So their space clothes are much thicker, which protects them from this heat and the cold. But there is one question also that I would like to ask you, receiving students. How do they communicate with the people on Earth when they are up in space, and how do they communicate with people downstairs? I'll give you a minute to discuss with your friends, then we'll have some answers. Right, do we have some answers? Yes. Good. First group to say yes, can we have your answer? How do they communicate with the people on Earth, the astronauts in space?
Through the satellites.
Through the satellites. Our group one. He said through the satellites. Can you explain more, or what is your answer? Let's have your answer.
We think that they talk on a normal telephone, but it's relayed onto the satellite, which is relayed onto Earth.
That's a good answer. So that brings us to our topic for today, teachers and students. How to communicate between space and land, distant communication. Let's have a look at the picture here. Tulanga, can you tell us about the picture, please? What is the man in the picture doing, or what is the picture about?
He's communicating through telephone with someone.
Right? He's using a telephone. So today, in our activity, we're going to make a tin can telephone. Our instruction number 1, we punch a hole in the bottom of the tin in the center, just like what I have done here in a tin. And our instruction number 2, with the string, we tie a knot in the hole. So at the base of the tin, we have a hole already made, punched by a nail, and we use the string to tie it. I leave this with Bobby's group. You can construct that. The others will try your ice block cups. Since we didn't bring, we'll give 2. 2 for you, 2 for the last group, 2 for the next group. Can you pass? 2.
Pass. 2 for you. 2 for you.
Where's the string? Fish. Look for the end. Yeah. Yeah, 2 shots. Boleh nak suruh sana. Sini the purple. Solin nanti dia. More. Stand. How's your cup? When you finish, you can try it. You don't have to wait.
Power line, look at the power line up. Wire.
Try.
You guys have to pull it. It has to be high.
Stand, you have to stand. Try it. You have to try it out and it must work carefully. May I have your attention? Let's have this group to tell us what was happening when they were using their phone. How did it work?
The screen was green.
Okay, you're still discussing. Can Carol and your group tell us what actually happened when you used your telephone?
When Rico and I put the tin can telephone on our ears, our ear, I stood apart a long distance away from Riku, and when I spoke, I called Riku's name, and then Riku said, "Yeah, I am here." But we had the tin can telephone was the talking was good. It flowed through well. It was very clear.
Okay, thank you for your answer. You described your activity well. Oh, question. Why do you hear your friend on your side of the tin phone? Why did you hear your friend on your side of the tin phone? Let's have our answer. Teresa, since your group missed the first question, we'll come back to your group for your answer. Why do you think you had your friend on the side of your tin phone? Or Facebook phone?
We had the voice travel through the string to the other side.
You had the voice travel through the string to the other side. Now let's have a look at these pictures here. Our first picture. Our second picture. And our third picture. Again, how do this appliance that we saw, the mobile phone, the television screen, and the two-way radio that we saw, pictures that we saw, how do the sounds of voices of people talking, the music that we hear, come from the radio and the phone, or pictures that appear on the screen? How does that come? A minute for you to discuss with your friend. Let's have right. Let's see who has our answers. What do you think? Let's go to the back group. Terence, Edward's group.
It passes through antenna and aerial.
Through the antenna. Good. Any others? Okay, we shall watch a short video.
Antenna.
All satellites have antennae. They need them to send signals back and forth from Earth. If the satellite is traveling around the Earth, the signal only takes a few minutes to travel there and back. If the satellite is traveling around the Moon or another planet, then it can take much longer. Signals from a satellite's antenna are received at ground stations. It is here that the information is exchanged between Earth and space. Signals can be sent directly from the satellite to the ground station and back, or they can be bounced off a satellite to another place on Earth. And sometimes signals can be sent between satellites.
Okay, I hope you have watched that. These are your questions. Please write down this question. You may discuss in your group. One. talking to them, man. Let's have some answers. Let's see which group has the answer for the first question. First question, explain how a wireless appliance like the radio that we have at home, mobile phone or television and others, how do they work? Okay. How do this radio, you listen to music, how do that radio receive all that music? How do your mobile phones or your parents' mobile phones or the two-way radio, the television that you see receive those signals? How does those appliances receive signals or get pictures and sounds that you listen or see? So let's have one group to explain.
They have antennas to pick up signals of music and television stations from satellites in space.
Thank you. Gail, what have your group discussed?
It gets the signals and it sends up to the satellite and comes through sound waves through the mobile or anything that is using.
Thank you, Edward. Others can help if you want to. So, any others? Let's have a look at our summary. Our summary. Grace, could you have your time to tell us what our key phrase is?
Communication.
Communication, right. So our key phrase is distant communication. Our next lesson topic will be on how do we receive TV lessons. The materials that you will need are charts, markers, pencils, and colors. Thank you, 8C, receiving students and teachers.